Welcome to Chris Parkin Shooting Sports. Fun one today. This is the Umarex Walther PDP compact BB air pistol. Now, I've never actually done a review on a BB gun. I've never owned one. I've shot a few here or there, but I can't really remember specifics about them. A long time ago in my sort of 35-year shooting career, where I've shot most stuff, but you know, BB guns are new. And you know what? I've had great fun shooting it. These things shoot a 4.5mm 177 caliber 5.5 grain steel ball bearing, which looks just like one of these. And muzzle velocity is about 350 feet per second. You get about 3 joules of energy out of it. It's not something for kind of serious target shooting or anything like that. It's a fun plinking gun. Now, you've got open sights on it, and you can see in the video you've got a foresight and a rear sight, and of course half of the fun of using one of these is learning to align the sights. It's a double action trigger and it's CO2 based, so it's semi-automatic. It's a large trigger guard, plenty of space for your finger, and it's a double action trigger, so it's quite a long travel on it. It's got a blade safety internally, and as well as the checkering on the grips everywhere, you've also got checkering on the front of the trigger guard. Now, this is only a 3.5-inch barrel, so you know this is designed as a compact gun, and you'll probably have, you know, your left hand finger, or you know, if you're shooting left-handed, your right finger on the front of that trigger guard for additional grip and stability. There is a small safety catch just in the front here, so you can click that on and off manually. White is for safe, red is for fire, and there's a small Picatinny rail on the underside if you want to add a laser or other accessory like that. Now, the top of the slide is actually compatible with certain types of red dot sights, so if you want to add those, you can do. This one's been sent to me from the Sportsman Gun Centre, and standard price on this basic gun is $108.99, but you can have it as a package with a red dot sight, and it's $163.99. I think for some people that will definitely be worthwhile, but I actually quite like the challenge of using, you know, the open sights. So people are going to say, so how does it work? Well, it looks visually very similar to the real thing. Although it doesn't have a cocking slide, you know, the slide doesn't ratchet backwards and forwards, it is semi-automatic, and it does have, watch this, a 16 round magazine, and those just pop in and out just like that, and there's a button on the side which allows it to just drop out under its own weight quickly. These are available as spares, and as I say, 16 rounds in each. How does it fire? What powers it? Well, it uses CO2, carbon dioxide, and I'll show you now how to load one of those in. The carbon dioxide cylinders can be bought in different packet sizes, but it uses a sort of standard CO2 bulb, which you may have seen like these. You know, they became very popular decades ago in SodaStream dispensers, and that's actually one I've used. One of these gives about 160 shots, and I will show you now how to load one of them. So you start out with a gun on safe, click that to there, take the magazine out, and then without actually it removed, you can access this little back strap here on the grip, and that just clicks away like that. Now the great thing is all the tools you need are within the pistol itself, so you're not going to leave anything behind providing it's all put together. And out from here folds the Allen key just like that. So to actually load a CO2 cartridge, you've got to pierce the top of it, and the gun does that for you. So all you do is you just drop it in there like that, and the grub screw on the bottom here presses that onto the needle, which will effectively pierce and make the pistol go active. Now, it's not going to fire, obviously. That fold out Allen key there, you just twist it around clockwise, just like any regular thing, and you can hear it just hiss there as it fits into place. Fold that back flat, and then that will clip back on there, and it's exactly as it was, bar the magazine which fits in the bottom. I will load this just to show you, but I won't use it when I want to just do a little bit of dry firing. So the magazine you can preload like that. It's got a long spring and a ratchet that clicks into position there, a bit like a bolt itself. And these will click into the top and they just fit underneath a little sprung jaw. Obviously you want to put these on the surface, it's a little bit more easy to deal with, but I'm trying to do this on camera as well. And you can pop 16 of those into there, and that then just loads into the pistol and off you go. Now because it's double action, as soon as you start pulling the trigger it will start shooting, but I don't want to do that inside the workshop, so I'm just going to pop the magazine out just to give you an idea, because obviously there's now the ball that was released and just dropped into the actual mechanism there, but that's dropped clear. So this is now still clear, but it's got gas in it. So if I click that now onto fire, this is a so-called dry fire. It will go bang, but it's not actually shooting anything, and effectively the safety blade, like on a Glock pistol or anything like that, comes out of the way and allows the trigger to move, and the trigger will slide, and it's a double action trigger, so it's got quite a long travel, and then bang, and off it goes. And that allows you to literally go bang, 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 as quickly as you like for those 16 shots. And of course if you've got additional magazines preloaded and ready, you can swap them as quickly as you can swap them, and every time you'll see that one drops out because that's the one that would have been fired had it not done. It works beautifully simply. It is quite addictive fun. But remember, it's a plinking tool. It's not for shooting tiny, tiny little groups. Now, first thing to remember, actually, before any shooting gets done at all, is that these steel BBs do have a tendency to ricochet and bounce. Number one, you need to make sure you've got protective glasses on, because they can end up hurting things which you don't want. Okay, you might say 3 joules, that's very low powered, but one of those bouncing back at you at 3 joules will cause damage, so make sure you wear safety glasses. Again, same as any firearm or air rifle, you've got to make sure you've got permission to be shooting where you're shooting, safe backstops, safe targets, etc, etc. The BBs are available in 1500 round tubs like this, and obviously you want to be careful, you don't want to drop them all because you'll have to pick them all up. And one of these 10 round packs of CO2 bulbs is $11.99, and I say each one of those will give you about 160 shots or 10 magazines. I would say it's well worth getting a couple of spare magazines, because when you start shooting you will get through them quickly. It is great fun. You get manual and booklet with it, explains everything, and it's a nice, just a regular small cardboard box, nothing too fancy, and that's just going to get, you know, put away once you've finished with it. Do bear in mind that these are German engineering, they are made to last, and they are great fun to use, but don't treat them, you know, just as a complete toy. You do have to be sensible with them and don't go flashing them around. So just have a little look at some of the targets I shot. That is a fairly large target. I shot that at 10 meters, and you can see here the pattern on the back of where it impacted and went through the target. I made sure I had safe background. I made sure that they weren't going to bounce back off that paper on me, and they will go through that paper quite easily. The tin cans I shot, you can see, have actually got some pierce marks on them, and I shot those between 5 and 10 meters. Great fun, because of course they are more reactive, but do bear in mind those little steel BBs will bounce around everywhere. But you know, in this day and age, that's what shotgun cartridges are going to be full of before much longer, so you know, there's going to be thousands of them all over the place. It's a very compact unit, it's only 182mm long, and overall weight is 625 grams. The trigger pull is quite long, but that does teach you to learn how to make sure you're controlling any gun carefully and being patient for that trigger pull to make sure you're not actually twisting or tweaking the gun as you're shooting it, because any gun that you snatch at like this will effectively be very, very inaccurate. So it's actually a great tool to teach that patience to shooters, to make sure that they are waiting for the trigger to break rather than just snatching at it. Right, well I hope you've enjoyed that review. Please have a very Merry Christmas, and just remember, Christmas presents don't have to be the ones that you open on Christmas Day. Sometimes you might get a small envelope with a little bit of cash in it, and you might think, I might treat myself to a little toy after Christmas. And between Christmas and New Year is often a great time for going shopping. I think I might kind of want one of these because it's just great fun shooting, and when it's raining and miserable outside, you know, you can shoot it in a more controlled environment. I'm going to build myself a specific target for this gun so I can make sure I'm capturing all the BBs, nothing's bouncing around anywhere, but I will always be wearing my shooting glasses to make sure nothing can damage me. Right, have a Merry Christmas everybody. Please like, subscribe, comment, click the notification bell and keep track of my regular uploads. But in the meantime, thank you for Sportsman Gun Centre for putting a Christmas smile on my face. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.